ask the people, guys, which rules we should fix during this today's program, today's training event, so that it is more effective. Mobile phone silent mode, where are the smoking areas, when we're going to take the breaks. We have to encourage them, please. Like as I said, this is an interactive session. Please put in the chat wherever you feel participation is important. Then interaction, like Suhas nicely started this very innovative idea to break the rooms. So we already break the ice with some of the people who are the participants. So already we know each other, then the learning is more, the trainer job is easier. We have to respect to each other. We should not talk about any religion, gender, because we don't know which country of origin or which nationality people are there. And we have to tell everybody have an equal voice, So this also encourages some of the people who are shy on speaking. You have to encourage them to speak. Then no idea is bad idea. So we have to also take some learning from them. Now, what to know about participants? Now here I want to ask the question to all. What do you think we should know about the participants? Can I hear some of the... I want the effective parts.
At least.
Hi, Yogesh, Ashwini here. I
Please,
think we should know the background of the participants. Like
Absolutely.
I'm talking from my point of expect, like when we have any session, so basically we know what group or what engineering major the students are coming in. So that's the background. We know that if the students are from foundation, if the students are first year students, or they are in third year of engineering.
Yes.
So that's the basic background that we have to look for.
Yes, like very, very important. So here, Ashwini, you're bang on point. Knowledge level or education background. Very important. Like Sandeep also saying which domain they are. So once we know, then our life is easier, because when we know what we are talking, it can sorry?
Yes, in terms of this project management type of activity I used to take the classes. In that scenarios, I had to be very much curious about what exactly his previous background or whatever I have done it, because the background and the domain is very, very important whenever we are talking about the topic. So unless and until we know about what he has done previously or what is interest, the interest is very important. Then only we come to know, and we can go accordingly, according to the mode of, what moods he has.
Yes.
So that really makes a difference actually at the time of.
Yes, Prasad Deshpande has rightly explained that what is the domain, what is the background. And also Swati says that age and job profile. Yes, we should know the designation, If there are a lot of MDs, managing directors, and the decision makers are coming in your training event, you cannot talk only the small talk, only the pricing or only small things. You have to talk to some level to match their expectations. Then it will be more effective. Can we have two more suggestions? Sorry? Sorry, somebody. I think I will request group, rather than speaking, if you can type in the chat, will be better, more effective, please. Okay, if any, come on, the group is quite big. I think Ashish Kadu, can I guess something from Ashish Kadu? What do you say, Ashish? Or maybe Abhinay Purnale? Hello, Mr. Abhinay is there?
Guys, probably Yogesh can name you, and then you can unmute and speak.
Yes, you can speak, or you can type in the chat box, that's fine, whatever. Because this is a really, okay. Their expectation is the right question. Okay, good. Abhinay has agreed on this kind of condition. Can we listen from Rajendra Patil? Rajendra Patil, what do you feel? Yes, Pallavi is explained educational background in their field. Yeah, expectation from the training. I think still more points I think we can have. We are the bunch of good talented people today. I think everybody has a nice opinion. Rajendra Patil, can we hear from you? Okay, no issue.
Yeah, definitely, sir. According to me, the potential, the type of training we will be offering, or the thing that they are interested to learn,
okay,
or the topic we have got, and the we need to create more of the interest in the subject.
Okay. So yeah, maybe nationality in this part of the world. Yes, Swati says, and yeah, Kedar Goswami also agrees. Party. Okay, good, very good. Lot of ideas already. Nice ideas. Let's move. Expectations, knowledge level. What else? Experience level, job profile. Ask them to introduce themselves. We should know. That's the way to know about the participants. Interactive sitting arrangement use style. What sometimes sometimes people different religion, you can say, they prefer to sit face to face or male female close to each other. We should also know any food allergies there, because these are also gluten free, or some people have the peanut allergy. These things must be knowing if you are arranging a lunch during that session, because you are inviting your premium customers to your premises to train them for 2 hours. So you must ask them. For example, your colleagues are coming from up country to this training program. You must know their travel plan. What are the flight timings? Otherwise, you planned for 6 till 6 o'clock, the important session in the last 2 hours, and at that time the guy has 2 guys have to leave for that. So your training is not effective. The guy will put in the feedback, I didn't attend that session. So these are some of the important points. So let's move to next topic is types of communication. I would like to, people should type in the chat box now, which are the type of communication. Main two topics. Okay, the verbal or non-verbal. So can the group says that what is verbal communication, what is non-verbal? Very good. Suhas is already says face to face. That is yeah. Okay, Sandeep says formal, informal. Okay, correct. Formal, informal is there. Verbal, non-verbal is there. Body language. Yes, body language. Sushil says so. Body language is a type of non-verbal or verbal. Group discussion. Yes, Pallavi Kale says non-verbal is the body language. Yes, correct. Crystal clear, non-verbal, non-verbal. Okay. So different, yeah, already they are answering my question. Videos is one of the communication. Yes, very good. Diagrams, images, again non-verbal, very good. Animations, animation is also non-verbal communication. So more or less you all are aware the verbal or non-verbal communication is the category which expands our horizon to reach to the participants. So we have to choose. Now, what is important for your presentation? It is a verbal or non-verbal communication? Both. Okay. Can somebody specify percentage-wise? Pallavi, maybe can you please unmute your mic and can you talk what percentage you feel? That will be more effective, because yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Both are equally important, especially when you are having a face-to-face training. Body language also speaks a lot of things.
Correct.
So I will give 50% weightage to both the.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. Good. Okay. Pallavi says 50-50. Sushil says 80% non-verbal. Okay. Interesting percentage. Kedar Goswami says both. Can you write mention the percentage? What is the percentage in this both things? Okay, 80-20. 80 is non-verbal and 20 is verbal. Okay, Abhinay Purnale says, I think, okay, Amit is saying it's 50-50, verbal and non-verbal. Okay, Sophia Mascaran has also agreed 80% non-verbal, 20. Okay, it's already pretty interesting comments. Ashwini numbers 60% verbal and 40% non-verbal. Okay, let's look into that one now. So the study says that the research, these are all the things which I'm going to put in the today's slides, going to present. That's not my creation. It's all of the research based. I studied some Harvard Business Review. I gone through some of the papers, and they did the study with many people, and I think many of the people are quite close. That is a very good participants' response, because verbal people says it's more vocal and loud, but no, that is not very important as non-verbal. Verbal is our words, what we speak is 30-35%, and non-verbal is 65 to 70%. So that also decides then the focus. Our focus goes on non-verbal. Of course, verbal is important, what you speak, but how you speak, knowing the background and all, it will always create a more long-lasting impression on your participants. So non-verbal is your body language, around 20%. Voice modulation, 38%. You have to create the interest to the participant, as like art of storytelling. You know, as in every day night, we always tell the stories to our kids. At that night, the child was alone. It has created a drama, you know. So you can start a storytelling in your presentation, whether you're presenting your product or your service or anything, even you're trying to sell yourself, even in the interview. Voice modulation plays a very important role. Facial expressions. We'll look more details in the slides. And movement on stage. Some people are shy. They want to prefer stand on the corner. Some people are going too close. So that's also more details. We'll do that one. So Sophia says it is important that the trainer keeps the conversation engaging. Yes, trainers, that's the men's trainer job, to engage everybody in the training program. Thank you so much, Sophia. Then appearance, hygiene, body gesture, postures. So these are all the part of non-verbal. So when we see the non-verbal carries the more weightage of the person, so it's also our duty to give the more attention to this. Hand should be open, not in the pocket. What is emotional intelligence when presenting? Nowadays, emotional intelligence is such a big topic. In the stressful days, people want to connect heart to heart because people are not listening. They just want to speak. So when we speak only the training and the seminar, we cannot connect to the audience. 5 senses, how to use the 5 senses during our non-verbal training and communication. So body language. What is important in body language? Can I have some opinion from the people? Okay, already Prasad Deshpande says eye contact. Absolutely correct. What else can be there in the body language? Suhas says standing position. Yes, very good, standing position. Hand gesture, exactly. Already we just had a glimpse. Confidence. Confidence, yeah, how you stand, or like this, little glumpy and all. Then the participant will feel himself is not sure what he wants to do in his life, what training he will give. Energy, exactly. Energy about the products which he's selling. Energy about it's not like somebody has asked him, you have to do the training because it's your part of annual incentives. No, absolutely. Smiling face always, beautiful. Dressing, having a smile on the face along with the eye contact, body language, non-verbal signals that we use to communicate. Exactly. Absolute facial expression. Oh, so Saurabh says that 6 packs. Sorry, Saurabh, everybody cannot have a 6 pack. So body language, I don't know. Maybe somebody is having only a family pack. That's also, we can find the way to communicate. Prasad says voice modulation. Okay, let's look into this. I think more or less points are already covered by the participant. Let's see if something new come up in this slide. Eye contact. Whether you have eye contact, a lot of people I saw, eye contact means staring in the eyes. That's also not good. Then just for the sake of eye contact, some people have attended the training that eye contact is not important. What they do, like this, like this, like this, like this. No. Also, how much time you spend while doing eye contact with some ex-participant, that is also important. Whether not just, you should not just rush through the audience for the eye contact. That will help that to make it more effective communication. Eyebrows movement. Different countries have different understanding about eyebrows. You can see my video. Sorry, I'm not.
Yes,
no,
we can see. We can see.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so eyebrows movement is also creates a different, are the participants or the trainer, I'm talking something happy and my eyebrows are already up. I don't know how effective will be the communication. I am sharing some motivating, but my voice modulation is already not motivating. Any content I put in the words, I don't think so that will be more effective. Then facial expressions. This is neutral, okay? That's a neutral. Happy. So you have to control, is it happy? Surprise. Oh my God, such a lovely idea, such a lovely comment. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your comment. You have to embrace them. You have to embrace, you have to motivate the participants. They came there. that will also drive them. Or for example, angry, you have to, somebody, always there are stupid participants, sorry to use this word, we are all a parivar, but sometimes the participants are so crazy, they will you're talking about some X topic and they want to drive it to some political issues, where religious issues, or where you don't want to do that, because you are the trainer, you have to control the audience. Definitely you have to control your anger nicely, how to excuse them, sir, thank you so much for your opinion, but our agenda of today's training is to cover these topics, so maybe I'll make a note of this topic and I'll come back to that one. Because if you're not sure, so please don't answer honestly. I've seen in many trainings, people see, yeah, okay, oh yeah sir, we have that one, we have that approval, we can do that one, no problem. Oh, sir, we have that product, yeah, I will do the pricing. But after that one disaster situation has arrived, they say your trainer has committed that one and this is not existing. So even the trainer can ask bluntly in your training program, sir, you're claiming this is your product features, what about that in last time you told this does not working? It's an embarrassing situation, so you should know how to handle. So this facial expression, you have to control your emotions. Even inside you are angry that what the stupid question this guy is asking, but you say, okay sir, thank you so much, because you are the face. When you are on the stage, we are on the podium, like I am also now here, I have to be very different, I have to control the emotions. The communication has to be very clear. And last one is the sad. So you're talking a happy thing and the face is sad, the effect is not good. And vice versa, you're talking a sad thing and your face is happy, then definitely the people will have, for example, you're talking about the product, like, okay, I am in the company where we sell the anchor bolts, where we want to install the steel structure or the handrails in the malls and all. Like I can say, sir, I want to tell you one story. We fixed that. They didn't buy from us. That customer is not useless customer. They purchased the cheap anchors and the worker was working and he fell down. he broke his ribs and he broke his eye. Participant said, what the hell you are talking? Why? You cannot make a fun of like this. It's a serious thing. You have to tell through the serious thing as a storytelling. I hope I am covering all those things topic and it's communicated to you. I hope I also, please in between, if you can also give through the chat due to this, that will be good. Your feedback is important in between, please. So next is the body gestures. How do you hold your hands? They say the best position like this, or the parking of the hands down. Now I cannot stand and I cannot show, but the parking of hands, just normal, just next to your pockets, not in the pocket. Hands moving too low or too high. Open. Sophia says open arm gestures. Sophia, I do agree with your comment. Sometimes people can get distracted. Like I am presenting something and this can get distracted. If it is required, yes. Not required, the best parking place is the down. Down like you're standing and it's going down. That's it. Not in the pocket. In the pocket, it always shows that you have less advantage. Yeah. So yeah, Saurabh says, yeah, this is important. Please show it. Okay, Saurabh, definitely that we will cover in that one. Yeah. So, okay, thank you. So hands moving low or high, I'm already getting feedback. Thank you. Please keep putting the feedback. Yeah. So how do we move while speaking? Moving while speaking is also important. There are two ends of this stage. This is a stage and you are at one end and another end. In the presentation, you have to move. So you also have to choose how to move. Unnecessary movement also distracts the participants. You can come closer, little closer, not very closer to one participant to ask some questions or to answer. Then somebody is asking the question on the other side. Then slowly you can move in that one. So you have to plan your movement before training. Generally, a lot of people do mock training also. They go and they alone do the presentation on the stage to make them more comfortable. That is one of the best practice I used to do in my early days. Just go and speak there, feel your stage and feel your audience where nobody's there, but you feel, you can see towards the chairs. A little movement or too much movement, that we have to find the right balance on the stage. Superb. Very nice. Thanks. Okay, the correct finger is important, as you know. That's the brilliant idea. That's the important. Okay, now we have a small question. Ashwini Naik says, if the room is small, then small movement should be fine. Yes, small movement, then again, you have to find, that's the better way. Before going, you see, observe the room, what is the size of room, how you'll do the movement. Small movement is acceptable, but yes, as I say, honestly, should not create that you're told to move, so you're moving. It should be very natural. You should plan that. I hope I answer your question. So postures, are you walking upright? Sitting, how you're sitting. Sitting also should not be offensive. The folding legs and pointing one shoe towards somebody, that's also not good. Position and movement of legs. Only standing on one leg like horse, or standing on one leg, standing cross legs. This always gives the impression of less confidence, fear. And as you know, the fear of presenting somewhere is bigger than the fear of death. That's the research says. So it should not reflect to the audience. That is the way audience feels, he is not well prepared, the confidence is not challenging. So that we have to make it practice. It will not happen just overnight, but somewhere you are already decided to start. That's what you are here today. That's a brilliant thing. And you have to invest accordingly. Position and movement of legs. So this is a classic example. See, in the first picture, I think he forgot what he is saying. Second picture, I don't know, he wants to go to washroom or he's anxious for the people opinion. The third, with this guy looks very terribly sad. Maybe he's presenting a different budget where people will not be happy. That's about the leader, you know, how you handle the audience. That's also you have to motivate them. Then speech technique. Can I get some opinion about the speech from the participants? Okay, Suhas said it should be loud and clear. Very good. We didn't hear anything from Tushar Kadam, Vinaya Patil, because there are selective people are answering. Still my screen is showing body language slide. Okay, Pallavi says still my screen is showing body language. I think Pallavi, sorry.
Pallavi, probably you can disconnect and join again.
Exactly.
This sometime happens to your side.
Yeah, thank you, Suhas. Correct, I think, yeah.
You want to go careful, I will drop here. See you then. Bye.
I think already, yeah, rate of speech should be at normal pace. Sophia says, then voice modulation, good voice modulation. Amit says should be well pronounced. Absolutely, pronunciation. Some people speak too fast, too small. We have to find the right combination. If some people have don't patience, they will lose the patience easily. You know, they will, even they're looking at you, but they're thinking something here. So the right pronunciation, confident tone should not be monotonous. That's again the voice modulation. Absolutely. Our point should be clear. Yeah, I want to talk on something, this topic. I was presenting in one customer program, and one of my colleague was saying, he is having a habit of telling the stories, you know, but very long stories. Then we went to one customer, sir, if you go to Barsha Pond Park, you know Barsha Pond Park after Ramada Chelsea there? Yeah, okay. Sir, Barsha Pond Park, if you enter, there are no, sir, 4 gate, no, gate number 1, no, you should go by gate number 2. Then go there. The park is very big, sir. You have to find, then there is a big lake there. You go inside and ducks are not there, sir, in the park. But if you go, there is a steel railing is there. And on the steel railing, but not the black one, sir. There is a white powder coated steel railings are there. Handrails, you know, steel railings are there. So that steel railing is fixed with our chemical anchor bolts. So customer will feel, my God, such a long explanation about that one. So speech technique, you have to be crystal clear, specific, then it will be more effective. This is just, I'm sharing the experiences about my colleagues, and I also experienced that one. So Speech with some practical examples. Kedar Goswami says yes. That is again storytelling. We'll cover into that one or maybe tomorrow's section. Very good. So yeah. So yes, already some of the colleagues are already some of the participants today are already agreeing that even their colleagues and boss, they are not telling the precise stories, big stories where the audience or the opponent is losing the interest. We have to be precise and clear. So let's move to now the next speech technique. What is there in that one after your opinion? Volume, loud or low? We have to decide. Pitch of voice is high pitch or is it deep? Then speech rate. In our India also, different state speaks, the speech rate is different, because we are not the native English speakers. So differently speech rate is there. So we have to choose the right speech which is comfortable for the audience. So that knowing the participants and what is your comfort level. Maybe you just assume that I will speak moderate or fast because of time constraint, then it will not be effective. Breaks. We have to decide where to take break for speaking. Okay, not the coffee break here. Emphasis. Which words are emphasized? When you're talking, when we are selling a luxurious products, you emphasize the luxury into that one, where you have to highlight not the luxury word only, but anything. For example, my company sells the engineering products where safety is important. So safety, sir, you're paying this price for peace of mind. So when peace of mind word we emphasize, it also creates the psychological emotions in the customer or the purchaser that I am buying this for peace of mind, whether it's for my client or for my personal use. Pronunciation, already Amit and some people already says how clear is our pronunciation. Filler words like o, I would say actually, no, it is not there, sir. We don't have that product. Sir, maybe it will work or not. This cannot become just from day one. This actually we have to practice it. Even some of you may be aware about Toastmaster skills. Whenever the Toastmaster skills, the people are doing the presentation, there is one person to count So when after finishing the presentation, he's giving the report, how many times pause, bumbling words the person use. So this also creates the impression that how confident you are. It's all about the practice. Yeah. Which are the 5 senses? I would like to take the opinion from you. Which are the 5 senses? I would like to get an opinion from you guys. If you can type or speak also. Which are the 5 senses? Yeah. Swati says touch, taste, smell, see. Yeah, that's eyes. What else? Like, yeah. Ritesh said hearing, vision, taste, see. So many of you are already aware and covering this topic about the 5 senses. So these are the 5 senses: sense of sight, sense of sound, sense of taste, sense of smell, sense of touch. Now, it also depends what type of products and what type of ideas you're presenting. If you're presenting a flower or a beautiful, expensive coffee, then customer must get the feel of sense of smell. Sir, I am here presenting a beautiful coffee, how hand grounded from all the way from Amazon forest. This is for you from Brazil. Sense of taste. When you go to the Lulu, there are some promotional events are there. They always give for testing, So the person should test, the participant should test. Sense of sight. Now, we have the different mix of participants today. So I don't know, some are from engineering, some are from academics. So in this one, our sense of sound and sense of sight and touch is also very important. Touch, if you are selling any product, give them in their hand. Don't just keep, this is a beautiful product. You should know these are the features. The participant is wondering where I will get in, when I will get in my hand. Only he's keeping with himself. Give in his hand. Maybe carry the sample, distribute the samples before. starting the presentation or the seminar. They should have the touch. When the person touch that sample or anything, it also, you can, in your shake hand also, it shows the touch. That's the touch transmits the energy from each other. Positive energy also, negative energy also. So how you do the shake hand with that one, that also will create sense of sight. It should sparkle in your eyes. You should have that excitement and the motivation in your eyes. Not that somebody is asked you to present because it's your part of target, annual target. Sense of sound, listen. We have to listen to all of the participants. Let's move on the next slides, what we can learn something new. Do's of communication. Here now, I would like to take a little pause. Anybody can tell which are the do's of communication? Because we want to make this pure interactive session, guys. I hope you don't mind. So can you please put your messages? Which are do's of communication?
It should be crystal clear.
Sorry?
It should be crystal clear and to the point.
Yes, do's of communication, crystal clear, to the point. Okay. Any
to
more
the point,
ideas?
sorry, to the point.
Yeah, to the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sophia says again, clear, crisp, concise subject matter. I think people, I want people to speak also, please. Should be realistic. Okay. Clear and concise. Which are the do's of communication? Please pour your ideas, and I also want to learn from you.
Formal communication.
Sorry.
Ashwini here.
Yeah, Ashwini, please go ahead. Yeah.
It is communication. I mean, especially when you do a presentation, you should have a complete clarity of what you're going to talk about.
Exactly.
So there should be no, a space left for any doubt when you are presenting something. So a clarity of that particular subject, knowledge of that subject has to be there.
Yes, brilliantly. I think I want to add something on Ashwini. Very nice. Yes, exactly. When I communicate, the non-verbal is 65%. Communicate clearly. Yeah, I feel between. Yeah. Okay. Somebody was saying something, please.
The formal communication.
Yeah, formal. Okay. Formal, informal. Yeah, it depends on the situation. Exactly. Yes, this is brilliant idea, because I cannot speak the same communication when I'm speaking with my kids and wife, and same with the colleagues, or maybe with colleagues, but not with the customers, not with the clients. Yes. Abhinav Purnale said two-way communication. Yes, that's the participation.
Yeah, there is Sushil. Actually,
Sushil, yeah.
I often happen to discuss a lot of things related to oil and gas industries with my clients. Good. And in case of simulation, I need to give them the examples because they are not aware of operator simulators. Correct. So I need to give them examples of air simulation, plane simulations, and sometimes driving simulations to make them understand what they are already aware of. So I need to give them examples that they understand and then correlate them with what I'm trying to tell.
Okay, means you want to say that you want to communicate some technology, but you give the simulation examples, so the understanding is better, correct?
Yes, similar one. Yeah.
Yes.
So that gives them a little base to grasp the subjects properly then.
Yes, exactly. Like oil and gas also, nowadays, if you see, a lot of people are facing communication challenges. There are Chinese and there are Korean contractors. So we cannot speak in the same way or communicate in that plain English, vanilla plain English, where we are speaking with each other. Yes, like nice idea from Sushil that he's using some simulation examples to make it more effective. Good. Can we have some more ideas?
Can I ask you one question? Now,
please.
While you were using this word, you spoke about this Chinese and Korean. Like when I work with our locals, so basically there are mix of people from Middle East or Gulf region. Correct. So it happens that in so many years I've learned to speak few Arabic words. Correct. But mostly the communication is in English if I have to present something. Yes. And when I see their expressions it's very difficult to know whether they have understood the point or no.
Yes.
So for me, that's the time I felt, or what the vice versa, like if the presenter is with the Arabic or local, then when they mostly communicate in English. And then I have to raise my hand to say, can you please translate this in English, or can you please explain the same point in English?
Correct.
So I think the language is also matters because we all are anyway outside our home country. So
yes. No, absolutely.
So that affects the presentation, is it?
Correct. Absolutely, it will affect, because again, the process starts from the preparation. When you know the participants which are coming, which participants are coming, then you involve some of your Arabic colleague in that one. In that communication training program. Like I am in sales, we are also taking the right, even in the sales team, we took the right mix. We have almost 6 nationalities in our sales team of 22 people, starting from Filipinos till Arabic also, Jordanian, Lebanese, Egyptian, that also mix has to be there. Turkish, then somebody German. Then when you know the participants are there, carry these people, because maybe that is a top guy decision maker is a Chinese, and you're talking about expensive deals. This is also applicable to either selling the educational products or oil and gas and all. And you're talking nice things, but he don't understand. That's fine, correct? He's not bothered that you don't know great English. So carry a translator with you who can speak Chinese or you can speak Arabic and all. He can do the job, and maybe you can modify your presentation before with some simple language. A lot of people I saw also through Google also, they will do the copy paste. English word and Chinese word or Arabic word, where the important meetings are there and important presentations are there. It's worth, or it makes sense to invest this time on preparation when you're going up some millions or big deal or even small deal, because you want to be a successful communicator, correct? Either a trainer or even in the one-to-one meetings. I hope interesting ideas are coming. Any more things, do's of communication? Sandeep says again, communication change based on stakeholders. Yes. So we have to, this is same, I'm just talking on the same page. Yeah. Be authentic. Yes, we have to be realistic. We cannot vague. We cannot talk vague. Yes.
Yogesh, one more question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm asking this question too early.
Please.
When we make the slides, and if I'm a communicator,
yeah.
So mostly I have seen with most of the trainers or whoever is doing the presentation, they say the exact line what is there in the presentation.
No, that is
they don't come up with anything of their own, or okay, you have prepared the slide. I mean, I make a point that I add some extra, not extra, but some knowledge of what I know.
Yes.
But most of the time I have seen that presenter speaks exactly line to line when they communicate, and it becomes boring. I mean, I felt myself boring, and I tend to literally fall asleep. Or like, okay,
absolutely.
Just give us the PowerPoint and we can go through it.
No,
so
absolutely.
That is also part of communication, or like to have an interaction between the audience and the trainer.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. This is a very old school of thought. People to try to put everything. Even in my today's program, I put a lot on the slides because we are not doing this face to face. When I do, I just put the first slide, do's of communication, and the way I'm asking, I will ask different volunteers for each slide. Come, there is a flip chart is there, and we are writing the points on this one, and we are cutting these points after writing, and we are just sticking in there. So after that one, we are taking a photograph also. We are giving because everybody wants to see their opinion, their points into that. So you have to energize them. How to come forward, write the points on that one. This is absolutely very important point. Also, like now you see do's of communication. I have now 10 points, but all the points should not come. Like now I'm saying, I'm talking about the 3 points. I'm talking talk positive words. We all know. New jokes, voice modulation. But if all 10 points are visible, I'm talking about the first point and the participant will start reading out the 8th and 9th point. You're losing the connection. You're losing the effectiveness. So one point slowly should come. Otherwise, just put the do's of communication, and you can still carry the printout small cardboard style in your hand of the PPT. Then you can read or you can refer. No need to put everything in the PPT. So that you're controlling the audience. If you put everything on PPT, people can read. They don't have to sit there. People do think I can read, why I should sit for 2 and 3 hours. Absolutely, Ashwini. Good example. So talk positive words. Yes, we cannot talk unnecessarily negative words there, unless it's the communication from HR manager regarding the situation. He will not talk always positive. New jokes. We cannot repeat the same jokes. We have to break the ice. So not voice modulation. Interesting new stories. Like today I told some stories. In the next times, maybe you are coming I have to create some new story. Volume of clips today, because of the internet platform, I'm not conducting any video. I'm not showing any video here, but generally videos also will cover in the learning aids and types. That's the effective way. Praise. You have to embrace, you have to encourage the participants. Be authentic, be honest. After this slide, we'll take a break for 10 minutes. Walk your talk, definitely. I'm talking something about the positivity and all, and that is not showing in my presentation. Then there is a mismatch, the delta gap. Always try to use we instead of I. You're going from your office. We are there to support you, Mr. Customer. I am there to support the customer. Always looks small. We are there to support you. Always looks big. Take a good sleep before training day. Very important. I've saw a lot of people travel overseas to give the trainings, and they are yawning and they're not fresh. You can make out the eyes are red. This really, again, bad impression that the guys is forcefully coming for training. You should kiss. Be careful. You should not kiss physically, but short and simple. That's what the message. Already a lot of people explain that we have to use the platform in a correct way. Okay, Ashwini says that, can you give an example of walk or talk? Now I'm talking on the voice modulation, and I am not using a voice modulation in my presentation. How it will be effective learning for all of you. Now, unfortunately here today, I cannot present about the legs movement and all. And the same, I am standing on one leg all the time, I'm tired and all, then it is not the walk the talk. I hope I answer your question. So next is don'ts of communication. With all your due permission, we'll take a break for 10 minutes.
As far as do's communication is concerned, can we think about now? Okay, I understand you are thinking from the more or less sales point of view. Let's talk about the personality development and the project management type of.
Please. I would like to listen from you. Yes.
Yeah. If we talk about the project management or personality development point of view, that type of lectures are concerned.
Correct.
I think actually I was about to say, and you already said, joke has to be there, no doubt about it. And secondly, it should be slightly jolly as well, as far as it should not be boring.
Absolutely.
And secondly, what I was talking about, it should be relate with your daily life as well.
Yes.
Because let's talk about in my case, like suppose if I'm taking a project management classes, so each and every activity what you are doing on a daily life is basically it's a project by itself.
Absolutely.
Because it has got a start and ultimately end. So if you try relating each and every activity what you are doing in your project management or PMP or pre-insto classes, it has to relate with your daily life. That it makes sense for them also to understand thoroughly. Is it correct?
Sandeep, correct here? Sandeep, no?
Prasad.
Sorry, Prasad. Yeah, absolutely, you're correct, because we have to break the ice. Yes, daily life, the popular jokes, the husband-wife jokes are there. You can make it something, funny things, funny activities. Even there are some games are there during the training. That games can be totally irrelevant to the training. You can make it, no problem. That also we are going to. Actually, I could have done it more effectively if we were face to face. But anyway, we should not complain. Whatever is there, at least we are reaching to each other through this platform. I'm happy. So
no, and in the do's communication, maybe we can have quiz at the end. What you understand?
Yeah, that is the feedback. Yeah, that is the asking questions. Questions, correct?
Thanks a lot. It was really valuable information what you are providing to us.
No, am I correct? Yeah. Thank you so much. Am I correct that asking questions to the people, taking the feedback, correct? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That will be a special two slides. How to ask the questions and how to answer the questions. Tomorrow we'll cover that.
Absolutely.
That is a complete path is there. This is only. Yeah. So I hope with your due permission, some more points are there. We will add, guys. Please feel free, because I also want to learn. It's a continuous procedure. So we will start exactly at 5:14. It's fine, hopefully. Yeah. That training program, you have to drive it, to make it, even the participants should respect to each other also. It's not only to you or you're respecting them all. Okay, almost very nice ideas almost from that one. Religion, politics. Let's look into my slide if something new is there or something different is there. Aggressive words. Absolutely, we should avoid the aggressive words. Comments on religion and specific country. Yeah, because not only here, even in India or anywhere we are, we should not be talk about because of this country this happened and those dispute is going on, boundary, borders, maps. No harsh or insult if somebody is sleeping. This is also, we experienced this one. Once I went to IIM Ahmedabad for one training for the management development program on pricing for profit. And there was literally one guy was got slept. He was a very senior guy from Indian Oil, and the professor was very angry on him. The person after that one created such a big issue. Yeah, maybe I'm tired, I'm sleeping. It's your fault. Why you're so that professor did the mistake, but another professor was very smart. Nowadays, whenever you go in the training program, the big nuisance is people are using the phone. We cannot use or harsh or insult them. I saw some interesting ideas people do. The professor used to go in front of him, Mr. X or Mr. Yogesh, we will wait for you because you're doing something very important on your phone. And I also try to use this idea during my training. Mr. Murad is, I think, closing $1 million deal on his phone, so we'll wait for him. He said, no, sorry, no, it's not important, I can. So we have to use it the political or diplomatic way so that you will cover your objective.
But that they will not, sorry Yogesh, interrupting you.
Please,
they may not feel bad, right?
No, that is absolutely okay. That is also a little tricky. Again, what type of audience is there? You have to see the situation. But that is at least you're fine. You're giving that person, I think, sir, you're finishing important. We'll wait for you. So it's an embarrassing situation for that participant that, oh my God, whole group is waiting only for me. No. Then I should listen. Okay, I will, or better go outside. Why? Because this is if you don't give attention to one person who is using phone, this disease will spread slowly. Then another person will see, is it okay? It's okay that I use phone during that. You go outside if you feel, even you can tell the audience, my dear audience or participant, if you feel you have to attend something important than this training program, absolutely you should go out. Nothing wrong into that. Shouting, honestly shouting. Some people get so much. We see some of the, I can say the inspirational speeches from some of the religious leaders and all. They shout a lot. So because their intention is different. We are in the corporate world. So shouting, we should avoid. Unnecessary, non-relevant stories. You remember the Barsha Pond Park and going there and duck is not there. Please, strictly should be avoided. Little spitting while speaking, very important. A lot of people see, then they go very close. There's little spitting can happen. Then they say, thank you so much. I don't want training. Sometimes a different culture. Indians, we do have a habit of hugging or, you can do that one, don't worry. Some countries will not be comfortable with that. So you have to find the going very close, repeating same jokes. Too loud, too low, we already covered. Smokers, very careful. Use the mouth freshener, or better don't smoke 2 or 3 hours before the training. Because smokers feel the others cannot smell them. But no, the non-smoker always smell them very fast. And it gives actually I am a non-smoker, and with due respect, I don't want to hurt anybody, but personally, this is my opinion. It's not, somebody should take that. When smoker comes and trainer, I feel, come on, guy, you avoid, at least not with the customer interaction or not with the colleagues or not in the client meeting. It should be, the people should refrain themselves from these things. Very important. Now, effective learning depends on 3 important
one question here.
Sorry, yeah, Anil is asking question. Yes, Anil, please.
What if the person using the mobile phone is a MD or a owner?
Yes, then in that case, let's wait and hang on without disturbing him anything. Because that is very critical, a lot of time you will face, because again, he is discussing something on phone, which is much more important than your training program. Because in that case, the other people will not mind if you use the phone. We can say, sir, or silent, you can with eye contact with the people, you can say, let's take some pause till we finish that one. Doesn't matter. When everybody is silent, automatically you will feel ki I'm disturbing somebody, or I should go out, or he is careless, then he will continue for no problem. Absolutely. Ultimately, he is the one who is going to sign your order or check or what it. Hang on. I hope Anil answered the question.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Okay. Yeah.
Yogesh, can I add something here? I just want to know from other.
Please, Sandeep. Please. Yeah.
What I normally do before starting my all project meeting or presentations.
Okay.
I request everybody to keep my mobiles on silent mode, because nowadays it's not practical to ask them switch off or surrender it or right.
Correct.
And then I request them, with the interest of time and respect time of everybody in the meeting room or if they receive call, they can go out of the room. This is a humble request from me as a facilitator, because other people may not raise a concern.
Absolutely, Sandeep. That is a good idea. If you remember, already we defined the rules. Right. No mobile phone. Still, you will find some people are using mobile. Maybe they are wasting their time or your time. Maybe it's as like Anil says, the MD. He has to attend something very important. Or you are going as a supplier or junior or senior, what it may be. But then in that case, you cannot control everything. So still the time will come, somebody is, maybe two people are talking honestly. How you can control these things? In this case, you can say, I think the two gentlemen are discussing something more interesting, would like to learn from them. Colleagues, can you please share, or Mr. XYZ, can you please share these things with? Immediately they will understand. No, I think they are not doing. Or maybe they can share, we are discussing about don'ts of communication, this topic can come. So more interesting ideas in the don'ts of communication. Ashish says, don't be defensive or offensive, stay neutral. Yes, absolutely. You cannot overcommit, you cannot undercommit about what they're asking for that one. Whether it is a deadline to match the project or deadline to match to hand over the software, you have to control the things. Due to time constraint, we'll move to this thing because still we have another 13 slides. So effective learning depends on different 3 factors. Learning capability is the only aspect which trainer cannot influence, because participant is some qualifications are there and you're talking some technical thing. You cannot control that, but you cannot influence that. Learning capability of that person depends on his attitude, his knowledge, how much time he spent on his journey of education. Motivation of trainer, how it is important. If the trainers like his task, he can motivate participants. If somebody asks me today, you have to present today, the same motivation will come from my side for the presentation? I don't think so, it will be there. If the trainer himself, like I called Suhas, or the brilliant thing he started, I said, Suhas, maybe I thought that I can share some of the learnings or knowledge to other people and I can also learn something from there. It's for our society. So that's what motivated me. So I came for this. Again, so this motivation is important. And teaching methods. So if you see, we want to do the effective learning, effective communication to people. So here is only the teaching methods. Motivation of our trainer is already there, so we are trainer. The last one important point is teaching methods. Which teaching method we choose by identifying the participants and audience is the thing which trainer can influence, whether it is a successful learning training or non-successful or unsuccessful, sorry. So let's look in the teaching method. There are 4 important teaching methods or effective learning. First, let's look into the definition of effective learning. Learning is a biological process. It's a biological process that stores information in our brain. The information goes in our brain. It is a holistic process where head, heart, and hands participate in thinking, feeling, and acting. So we read something, we hear something, it goes in our head. If it is very emotional, it goes in our heart. And our hands take the action to read it more again, to transfer to each other. If we hear to any interesting or motivational story or interesting fact, nowadays we forward through WhatsApp, but when we are face to face, we also explain, we think that's opinion is correct. Then we feel that if I communicate this thing to my friend Amit, what he will feel, And when you want to communicate, you try to act because you had an effective learning. So what is this definition? How we can make a combination, the puzzles matching with this definition in these different methods, we'll see in the coming slides. A person remembers. Now this I want to take an opinion from all of you. How the person remembers any learning. We as a person, how we remember the things. I would like to get ideas from you. Effective learning. Okay, Suhas says through diagrams. Yes, very good. How we remember? How we remember any lectures? If we see, we remember more. Swati says that is one of the comment. Suhas says notes. Pallavi says examples. Sushil says by repeatedly doing the thing. Yes, we can remember that things. But how much percentage can you say which is the more effective way to remember any learning? SQVN says a very interesting on-the-job training, means implementing by yourself. Abhinav says stories. Nilesh Kadam said through related incidents like storytelling. Very, very good, effective tool. Amit said practice. Okay, practice. But by which method we do the practice? If you can elaborate, will be good. Sachin Porwal says case studies. Yes, that is our part of training. We'll come into that one. Neha says through presentations. Yes, we remember. Okay, I think almost many good points are covered. Let's look into this. That Chetan says real life example. A person remembers 20% through hearing. We had a session today. I present something only through talking, no PowerPoint. It's like a speech by a famous leader or anything. 30% through watching anything. Is it a picture or movie or anything, clip or GIF? 50% through hearing and watching now. Okay, so this is a mix now. When you talk and also show something, the learning is more effective. 70% through speaking and reading. Okay, I am speaking and I am reading, but this is like a self-learning, effective learning. But you cannot ask everything to read on the stage. That is the book, nobody will be interested. 90% to the acting. So when you do the role plays and you show your expressions and the learnings, what you want to communicate through the acting, effective learning is there. Let's look into the next slide of the pyramid, the learning pyramid. So in the lectures, correct, typical school, people give the teacher is giving the lecture. Only 5% average retention rates after 24 hours. Again, this learning pyramid is from the third party tested report. It can have the plus minus some margin of error, but we have to look for the broader picture. Reading 10%, audio visual 20%, demonstration you do by your hands 30%, discussion in the group. I feel in the today, a lot of people are giving their opinion. I think for everybody, the learning is more than 50%. Practice by doing. In your training program, today now we cannot do a workshop. That's always better to do face-to-face and teach others. Today we conduct a program of train the trainer. And tomorrow you go and you again explain this to 4 people. Your learning will be 90%. Maybe you will find more beautiful ideas and more new learnings to add into that. So this is learning pyramid. Now there are learning types. There are 4 learning types which we can use, either of them, combination of them, by considering the audience, participants. The visual style learning by seeing. Can I get some feedback? Which examples can come here? Okay, Pallavi Kale says the quizzes and the exercises, visual style learner. Okay, implementation of knowledge by Swati. Okay, any more ideas are there which we can do in a visual style learner learning by seeing? What only seeing? There is no communication there. Videos, yes. Reading. We can learn by seeing, correct? Reading books, watching pictures, graphs, diagrams. Which are the aids for that one? We can use books, drawings, pictures, posters, videos, flashcards. A lot of trainers use the flashcard. Just they show the picture of apple and they talk about the apple innovation. Apple fruit, and they talk about 30 minutes on the Apple company and their growth and their strategies. Pictures, they just use the visual pictogram. A lot of people don't use the PPT at all, only through the drawings, flip charts. Books, they ask people to read the book and they come in the present. In my office, we're having a very interesting activity. The manager is giving a book to the person. He will take 1 month, and after 1 month, he will present that book in a PPT in 1 hour. So you don't have to read the complete book, somebody is presenting. So aids, these are the aids which you can do this learning type. Second is the auditive style learning by hearing. If your audience is like more than 50, 100, you cannot do the workshops with them. Workshop can be do with the segmented people where more time is required. You only have 1 hour and you have to address, you have to sell your ideas or you have to communicate your ideas to the mass people. Like the CEOs are giving the lecture to 2,500 people through the Zoom or any platform. What they use auditive style learning by hearing, listen to subject matter. These aids are lectures, conversations, audio tapes, music. We also listen a lot of time on Ghana.com or Savan.com. A lot of things are there. We are driving, we can listen. So this is the one way in the training program, you want to communicate one idea. So you will require almost 15-20 minutes to communicate that message or inspiring and all. If you play just audio of 5 minutes or 2 minutes, it can be more effective. Your job is more easier. You can take a little pause. You also can rest during that time. You can sit. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to sit. You will not get a chance. So next, let me see some charts parallelly. Yeah, Sandeep said reading books, small quiz. Yeah, small quizzes. These are the energizers that we'll cover tomorrow. Good idea. Use of diagram figures already we are covering. Training videos. Yes, Sandeep, absolutely. Videos are nowadays very important. Lot of common practice nowadays, even you will see. Lot of trainer plays the video of in the presentation skill. The video of Apple ex-owner, Steve Jobs. How he launched, when he launched the iPhone, he explained that it's a iPod and phone. And it's when you combine, it's an iPhone. That's the way he was launched. You can check on the Google because of the internet challenges. I don't want to play any video here. Next is communicative style learning by talking. Now here we are going into more deep learning action. What are the aids you can use? Dialogues, discussions, learning groups, role plays. You can divide a classic case. For example, you want to talk about the conflict handling case between the manager and his subordinate. You can do a simple role play. Two guys can call. You can give them to read that you have to act as a manager and you have to explain the situation that you're a manager. You observe your subordinate was not disciplined in his work. So which communicative tools you will use to communicate him that as a warning. And the same thing, the guy subordinate has left from the office early because he has to attend something critical. He has to go to the hospital. So when you do the role play, this learning is more effective. Then motor style learning by moving. This is the most effective by doing. You ask people to do, split the groups workshop. Again, extension of role plays. This is more frequent. Rhythmatic movements, imitating. So people will imitate you. They can learn more. Like even if you want to communicate this, some demonstration, you cannot show that this is the product, how to use this product, or this is the services, how to use. Any software selling person is there, or any project management is there. You want to communicate your team how to do the project management. Rather than ask them to imitate a small project model where they will do just as like by seeing your practice. Group activities, role plays, just in continuation of the third style. So this is all 4 style of learning, and which allows us to move to 3 important points, which we should never forget. You are a trainer or you're a presenter. Either you're going for yourself or to represent your company. we means I, when I'm a presenter going, must be convinced with our product and service that my product and service is good. If you're not convinced, then get convinced through your manager that what you're going to present, what you're going to talk to the team or the audience or the customer or the participants, you should be convinced that your product is the best within the available criteria. Second, first continuation. So you should be proud to be part of your employer. When you go to the presentation, that energy, that passion should show that you are employed by that company. When you present that one, effect will be more and more. Otherwise, yeah, sir, that company, oh yeah, Samsung, I know they made in China and they bring like that. They will say, then why you're presenting then? Absolutely. I saw people in their training event, they are not happy with their employer, but no need to talk with your or the outside people. Even to the juniors, why you cannot discourage them? Encourage them through your training. It's better you don't go there then. They just accept that I don't want to be a trainer. Storytelling around products and applications. We have to revolve storytelling. Already somebody has explained the real life examples we can use. Storytelling, some testimonials you can use, even the customer testimonials you can show in the videos. That this guy, he can explain the problem. Then he can explain how we got stuck in that XYZ thing. Then how your company come in the picture or how your team came in the picture and how they solve the problem. So the storytelling will be more effective rather than you telling this is the best product in the world, this is the best thing. Then surprise them with some examples, facts and figures, which people don't expect. Even I saw a lot of interesting presentation in one of my customer event. Our MD just put some 5 figures, 2016, 98%, something 110. Then he asked people to guess. It was a big event, more than 100 people. People start guessing that this is year of establishment. Maybe this is number of employees in your company. Maybe this is a turnover. Maybe this is your strength. This is it. And just reward them with some funny chocolates or something funny. Maybe you can ask them, sir, can you please come again? The motor style learning. When they come on the stage, the effect is more. Any question on this topic? I think I'm talking a lot. I want to listen some opinion. What do you feel about this first most important point? We must be convinced with our product. Hello? Oh, I can see all participants are there. So, Sophia, we can hear from you, or Supriya. We didn't hear anything from you. Hello? So this is also the challenge to handle shy participants. That's also we'll cover tomorrow. Ram Sawant, we didn't hear anything. Ram Sawant. Okay.
Guys, unmute and then speak. If you are speaking, unmute first.
Hi, Yogesh. It is very good one.
Yes, who is there?
I'm just listening your session.
Ram, yeah.
Ram. Yeah, I'm listening. Very good. It is not like shy or anything, but very good to see all examples, and even giving the examples also is important while you are starting a meeting or any.
Yeah. Thank you, Ram. Thank you. Actually, means my purpose was not to to say anybody shy and anybody this, but that is also one of the topic tomorrow. I also want to sell the idea today. Shy participants. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Ram. That's fine. Then yes, I think Sushil agrees that unless I am convinced, how I am going to convince my customer? Absolutely. And this is applicable in our day-to-day life. We want to convince our spouse to buy or not to buy something. We have to be convinced. Okay, but maybe the group will say that it's subject to disclaimer is there, because when it comes to the case of spouse in the home, then it's a different thing. So yes, I think people already agreed that yes, Sophia says no, I has covered almost everything. Okay, no problem. So let's go back then. Presentation with funny and unusual. surprise the audience. Use some chocolates or funny toys. I already said, you know, everybody, even when you distribute the groups in the workshop, maybe choose some 4 or 5 type of toffees, mix them and ask them to choose the different color. And accordingly, the group can be made rather than just giving the 1, 2, 3 chatting numbers or randomly calling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same simple thing, but when you do the chocolates, you distribute some sugar and the sweetness. They assume the trainer is sweet, bringing some chocolate. Maybe some funny toys to just throw from here and there. Just when somebody is speaking less in the audience, you have to motivate them, correct? Then it means either he's not interested or he's shy or he's not understanding. That's your fault as a trainer. So use some funny toys to throw. That's your turn to speak or ask question. Anything unusual, you know, surprising is important. So inspire the customer. Absolutely. Already somebody said, if I am not convinced how I can inspire the customer, you have to inspire the customer. Customer can be your colleague, customer can be your client, customer can be your boss. It's all comes there. What's the aim of any seminar or training? I would like to listen from you now, ideas. What's the aim? What's today's aim of why I want to do the seminar today? Or what is the aim generally? In today's purpose,
pass on the knowledge to participants.
Okay, that's, yeah, that is maybe, yeah, okay. So, but if you see in our corporate world, what is the aim of seminar? Impart skills, knowledge. Yes, that's good. What can be more? At least some.
Sell the products.
Anil says sell products. Yes, exactly. To resolve the problem. Sell our ideas. Swati says very good. Yes. Maya, win the customer. Absolutely. Almost all of are on the back. Bullseye. Gain the knowledge. To sell your ideas or company products. Simple. Sell the products or ideas. Whether Tushar Kadam says educate the people. Yes, until and unless we have the platform like AMI where we don't have any commercial interest, but to educate the people. But generally when you're in the corporate world and when you're representing your company to go somewhere, always keep in back of your mind. You're going there not to please only the audience. You have to hit the ideas to sell your products and services. Otherwise, you do 10 seminars or 10 trainings in the program or in a year, and the output is almost 0 or less. Company can ask, are you really talking to the right participants? There can be a lot of companies nowadays are doing webinars. Webinar is a money, time, a lot of things are invested and spent into that. So if the trainer didn't read through the feedback form and analyze that, really, am I reaching to the right people, right decision makers to sell really? Otherwise, it is just a charity event happening. Then it's a different thing. So very important. You should know the aim and objectives of seminar training before going to any company. Convince customer, Tushar Kadam says, yes, absolutely bang on. And how to prepare for the seminar and training before going there. That is also very important, preparation of seminar and training. Good preparation is the half success. So preparation is the key. So on that note, I would like to, this is the last slide of the day, but please don't leave, means we still didn't finish till I want to cover some of the topics. So preparation of the seminar itself is a lot of big topic where, as I already told you, knowing the participants, now knowing the venue where you're going to conduct the training program, how to handle the questions. These all topics we are going to cover tomorrow. So these are the contents for day 2. Energizers, you know, after lunch break, it's always a challenging, or even after the coffee break, people are clumsy, how you can energize them, how to do the complete preparation of the training and seminar, how to create the proper training environment. I mean, a location, is it a customer location or your location, where you're going to conduct the training environment. Like I think somebody says the room is small, then if you don't know before training how the room size and all, at least you should try to get. If you cannot able to get, it's a different thing. You should be prepared for surprises. Techniques and methods of effective training. We already covered this motor style and learning. So we'll go tomorrow and deep into that one. How to handle the shy participants and also some naughty participants. there can be some people, correct, who just want to enjoy, who just want to pull your leg for nothing. How to deal with questions, because you also have to control the flow of questions. Time limit is there. You also have to encourage how to answer their questions. So on that note, and the closing and feedback form that we'll do tomorrow. I would also like to get a feedback form. I'll check with Suhas, either we do the physical filling or through Google Forms and all that we'll discuss. So that's all from my side for today. So if any questions are there, any suggestions are there, I think we are a nice family group. You know, we speak the same language. We are here. Even somebody is not Marathi, doesn't matter, but that's the way. So thank you from my side. If any question is there, we have around 12 minutes till 6 o'clock. So I also learned somewhere from my external trainer and the professional that starting on time, finishing on time, that's also one of the things, because during my previous training programs, I got the feedback, everything was nice and all, but my friend, you took too long time. Yes, exactly. That's a trainer fault. Trainer have to control how the questions are coming. So yes, that's it. So I would like to hear the feedback from you, and any questions I'm ready. Otherwise, please don't miss tomorrow, because I already explained I already given the trailer. I want to sell my ideas. So tomorrow you should be there.